Imagine now, Lawrence, huh? If a fairy came also and tells you you got 10 wishes for the Traka, how or what would you wish from the fairy?
Poor, hard question. Maybe like a crazy huge mansion to chill around the whole week. Personal mechanics, swan years.
And a pool?
A pool.
We need a pool. We need a pool.
Someone that cooks for us.
Maybe other athletes around?
Yeah, like the whole Orbea global athletes, that would be so good.
And then we call it the Orbea Hub.
Traka.
Traka is, in my opinion, the pinnacle of gravel racing.
It's now the last week of April. We are in Girona, Spain, preparing one of the highlights of the European season, the Traka.
It's all-out racing, takes the best out of you and the bike.
It's Traka time. Yeah, so we're kind of in springtime. For me, this was the first kind of like big adventure race that I was kind of wondering about, checking my dream box, continuing, you know.
The third time I'm doing this race. This is the first time we are accommodated by this. Thanks to Orbea, they organize like a big accommodation for us. They have mechanics, soigneurs, a full team around the athletes.
We're staying not too far from Girona in this gorgeous Mesilla, which is just off the course.
I think this is the best place to be able to not be fully in the race for a whole week. We can stay here and stay in our atmosphere and just be together and build our group and then go for the bigger things in the city.
Ah, yeah, good.
Yeah.
So the new machine.
Also, all the athletes from around the world who represent Orbea are here. So gravel is somewhat of an individual sport, but spending time together with all the different athletes creates like a good synergy, good vibes, good atmosphere, and the perfect week to bring the complete team together and bond. We are going to do the Traka, Recon. I'm going with the boss Hanna and the servant Lukas.
I have too much pressure.
Coming from road cycling, it's almost like I'm back on the professional team again. Me and Lawrence were talking on the ride because Lukas was always dropping us in the downhills, going like, and we were like, okay, he's really fast downhill.
The intensity, just short, intense engine starters, and then we're all set for the race on Saturday.
This is what we call the tapering week. We lower the hours, we put some intensity to have like the same stress on the body without the fatigue, to feel the legs burn, but to be very fresh. Coffee capital, Traka weekend, ready to smash. First day at Orbea Hub, Recon of Traka 200. The guy in the back is crazy. Explain why you're crazy.
Not me, him.
Hi, I'm Turtoi. I just cycled from Innsbruck to Girona to arrive at Orbea Hub.
First timer, I'm Virgin.
And yeah, it's my first time at Traka. I'm gonna do the 560.
Guys, any advice for Radish?
Just keep pedaling. Yeah. Tip number one, stay on the rubber. Tip number 2, pedal.
And tip number 3, keep eating.
Yeah?
I think bonking in after hour 10 or something is not good.
Are you gonna ride for 10 hours?
Uh,
You should speed a bit up. Eh?
that's why I have an alarm on the GPS every 30 minutes. I have to eat. So I have no excuse to don't eat.
Yeah.
Everyday life feels like a December or January training camp somewhere in Spain with the full Orbea crew. They organize everything. It feels like we are a World Tour team again.
You look like you could be a rugby player. Have you played?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to get in your way.
Just super nice to have all together here and to hang around a bit, because like normally you maybe do a training ride together, but afterwards everyone goes into his own accommodation, which is totally natural. But here it's now way more chilled, and I think it's a perfect opportunity to bond a bit between the athletes and to have a relaxed time together.
Essentially. Yeah. It's not often that you're in the same place at the same time, or you are, but you're doing your own thing. Everybody's doing their own thing in their own little lane. I think it's a pretty special, like evolution with gravel, but also like with Orbea coming and stepping up in that level too. It's really cool. I'm really stoked.
I think if you surround yourself with like-minded people, the outcome can only be good.
Being able to share the house with big names like Speed Company, Lawrence, Morgan, Hanna, this helped me a lot, because in the last few days I already asked for some advices that me as a newcomer, I cannot find those answers on Google.
Honestly, a group of friends together living in the same house, very enjoyable.
Doing a little bit of a course recon of the Traka 360.
This morning was my first day here, so my first full day. So I arrived late last night.
I'm gonna go for a little bit of a night ride, traveling from Salt Lake City, Utah.
I got out for a small little spin. It was nighttime. I put the lights on the Terra, went out for a little spin in these nice country roads. It was super quiet.
It's probably around like 11 to noon right now, back home in the US. So I don't feel too tired, so that's why I'm going out for a little bit of a spin.
What a crazy life you have, Griffin. Eh? You're traveling.
Yeah, you're telling me. But I love it. I love it.
You love it, you sure?
No complaints.
All right.
I'm living my dream, honestly. Like, first getting into cycling. Both Colin and myself, and our oldest brother Stratton too, we fell in love watching the Tour de France, and it was always our dream to race our bikes in Europe. It might not be the Tour de France, but I'm in Europe, I'm racing my bike. We'll flip it eventually and kind of see some of the descent, some of the roads, but yeah, this part specifically of Traka is the beginning. And we were kind of chatting about that the beginning of the race is going to be kind of a hard one to call. I think everybody's going to be going ballistic, and like, you want to be there, but you also have to remember it's 200 miles and you could easily cook yourself and hit hour 6, hour 7 and just have nothing left. Because it is, I would expect 11 hours probably for the race time. The bike I'm choosing is the Terra. So we have 50s up front. I'm running the Oquo RP50 LTD Oquo wheel set, the new XTR Shimano wireless rear derailleur.
I'm a nerd. The bike has to be like a Formula 1 car.
What are you most obsessed with?
Saddle height. 75mm mark on this saddle. so I can check. The saddle, brother, is 1 millimeter too low.
Nice face.
I cannot do it with this eye. I have one trained millimeter eye and one untrained, so still half a millimeter that I need to win.
Okay.
Voila, now it's perfect.
It's a luxury problem to have Orbea offering two different gravel bikes. Coming from the road and racing on very stiff and very responsive and fast road bikes, for me the resemblance between the Orca Aero and the Terra Race is really big, and it was for me a natural selection to go for the Terra Race.
Yeah, Lukas and I come from mountain biking. We also like it a lot to have a bit wider tires and more comfort to play our cards in the downhill and on the technical parts as well. So I would say in 60–70% of the racing we take the normal Terra.
The evolution of the industry, of what the industry is demanding, and I think Orbea was quick to react and quick on the market with a really nice bike. I didn't think about a gravel racing and that there will be two different gravel bikes provided by Orbea now in the last 4 years. I could never imagine.
More mounting points for adventure. That's why I'm using the Terra Adventure and not the Terra Race, because I like more comfort.
My choice of weapon is, like you see behind me, the Orbea Terra Race with 2 times the 45mm tire, because I'm born in fast cycling. For example, if I get dropped or if I have a mechanical on a climb or in downhill, I need to be able to go as fast as I possibly can and close the gap towards the guys in front. Gravel racing is going faster and faster, and with all the respect to Lukas and Georg, but if you go to the flat together, I destroy them, because my bike is way faster also.
For example, Lawrence prefers the Terra Race. He almost does every race on the Terra Race till now, so I can definitely understand him, but here on the Traka I'm happy with the Orbea Terra. Yeah.
It's definitely a no-brainer, the Terra versus the Terra Race. I think the course is super chunky. There are some descents that honestly you could be on a mountain bike for, and so being able to have the wide tire, the clearance, is super important because the risk of flats are pretty high. Last year was the first year I finished the Traka. It took me 3 times just to finish the race. This year, I decided to try something different. So I'm racing the 360, and that will be a totally new adventure. I have never tested myself across 12 hours, no. So yeah, I have no idea what happens to the body after 10 hours of riding a bike. I guess we'll find out here soon.
So Morgan, one day before the race, what's the goal now?
Rest. Do nothing, really. A race this long, do nothing. Stress level 0. It's a bit ready. This is good though. This is good rain. It'll make it nice and a little sticky, but it won't make it muddy. It'll dry. Whew. Just some 30-30s. 5 30-30s. Easy.
Girona is one of the hubs of gravel worldwide, and during this week it gets crazy busy. You can't even walk around the city. What we try here is to create an oasis close to the city where riders can have the full support. Mechanics, chill area, food, material, spare parts. They can even choose the bike, the Terra Race, the Terra, with the goal of giving them the best support in order to get the best performance.
So they were saying from 223 to 249, if you have the same person trying to get to the third one, it's not possible. I think that's perfect.
How many distance between 223 and 249?
You will have time.
It's 115 kilometers. For you is...
Yeah, like 3.5 to 4 hours.
Estamos preparando ya los últimos detalles para la carrera de mañana, que son las 2 más largas de Traka. 560 y 360. Sobre todo chequear que las bicis estén bien, hablar con los corredores a la tarde y que ellos sientan la bici que está a su gusto y que mañana no haya sorpresas a la mañana.
Yes. Okay, have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, bye.
Registration's done. I'm gonna wake up, so it starts at 5:50. I'll probably wake up at like 3:30. 3:30.
French, Spanish,
English.
Catalan.
English. Big 10.
You have a distress button here, SOS button, only for an emergency.
Okay.
You have to press and hold it for 5 seconds.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll define myself as an ultra cyclist, definitely not a YouTuber or influencer. I just start cycling out of just a hobby. Slowly I start going for weekend trips, after that week trips, and from week trips I start doing ultra distance, and from ultra distance I started doing fast races, and I just like the idea of pushing limits and being there for 24 hours, 48 hours, or how many hours I'm doing. It's not my first time doing a ultra race.
Preparing the bags and the nutrition. I have 22 bars. I have 12 gels. So yeah, I'm gonna carry also the backpack. And these 2 bags for the food. I put an alarm, so every 30 minutes I have to eat something.
No. No, it's enough for me. It's enough. I'm still.
What kind of bikepacking did you do? Did you do credit card bikepacking or like the full game with the tent?
No, credit card.
That's smart. And do you pack nutrition for the 4 or 5 days, or do you stop in gas stations?
We were doing some bocadillos, some bars, some gels. It was hot.
We have heard that Joseba was pushing maybe too hard, no?
800 Ks, like 5 days.
So the bike is definitely bikepacking approved.
It's bikepacking approved. Even being a gravel performance bicycle, changing a little bit the setup, it's also for light bikepacking approved, let's say. Toma marca.
Vaya quemada, loco.
Dust and sun, y milk.
I can't wait for them to play Coldplay. Like Milan has mine. Pedaling for 12 hours, eating for 12 hours, sitting in the sun for 12 hours. Yeah, there's a lot that's going to go on over that 12 hours.
However I can, conserve as much energy as I possibly can, because that's a long day on the bike.
I think my biggest fear going into this race is just the unknown. Is that similar to how I felt about Unbound last year, that I'd just never done it, so I just didn't know what was going to happen, and this feels similar. So, in the end that worked out okay, and I'm hopeful that going in this will too, but I think it's more just not knowing what happens when you ride a bike. the race so long, there's so many opportunities for you to go to that really dark place and then come out of it and then go back there and come out of it. So it's all about riding the roller coaster.
Reading the signs, it's waiting for you. Perfectly
I think it was really good practice for Unbound. You feel good, and then you feel terrible, and then you want to throw up, and then you feel good again.
This is the last meters. Griffin, what just happened today?
Such a battle out there, but I had some bad luck with my saddle. Yeah, like a crack or something towards the nose of the saddle. After the feed zone, it was like kind of sliding around a bunch, and I was trying to make it work. And then eventually it came completely off. So you always have to, that's what makes it so challenging.
Ciao, Macie. For me, the 200 is like the perfect racing distance. In every race I did in the World Tour, it's always capped around 200 kilometers. There's like 5 monuments who go to 250, 70 or 300 kilometers, but those are monuments for a reason.
Super hard pack here at the moment, but on the other side also a thin layer of dust over it, so it's not easy to ride. It's super fast.
American champion, Brandy!
It was crazy hard. I think I talked to some guys here, but I think everyone was suffering from the beginning on. So yeah, I found a strong group or strong riders who like catched up with me.
Some guy misses a corner, takes my front wheel. I fell straight on my ass. Could not pedal 301 watts anymore. Maximum 300, really.
I did it. I fucking did it. How about the others?
Here, there's no way to hide.
No. You have to just grind and grind and grind like a crazy person all day long.
That's the main difference between road cycling and gravel racing.
That's the charm also, that you can't hide. You have to show your colors. All of the cards on the table, you know?
Lawrence,
good luck.
Good luck next
Good luck,
week.
man. Thank you.
What do you
Enjoy the ride home. Enjoy the ride home.
Yeah, I will. Traka was over for me, faster than I expected. So, because I didn't have a proper race, I'm gonna race back home. And I want to see how fast I can get from Girona to Innsbruck. Riding almost non-stop. 1,200 kilometers. Let's see. Probably Wednesday morning, lunch, I should be back home if everything goes well. Doing this for the love of the adventure because, yeah, I'm riding a Terra adventure, so let's go. See you.